Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about some stereotypes that exist about Chile and see if they're true or false. I guess the biggest stereotype, at least the one that we have in Russia, was about the chili pepper, because in Russian it's called Chilean pepper. So, it's basically the pepper named after the country. So what I have been thinking, and a lot of people in Russia have been thinking, or still think, is that it's connected to the country Chile, right? Because it has the same name, and for us, Chile is so far away. So yeah, why not? Chilean pepper is coming from Chile. But no, actually pepper chili has nothing to do with the country Chile. And they are not connected in any way. And it's not even that popular here in Chile. So this stereotype is completely false. Number 2 is that Chile has a lot of earthquakes, and this is completely true stereotype. I have already mentioned in one of my videos before that Chile has at least one earthquake throughout the country. And actually there are 2 words in Chile that describe earthquake. First, they have a little shake of the earth that happens almost every single day. They call it temblor. And then the gigantic shake that leaves everybody terrified, that brings some kind of damage. This one is called terremoto. So yeah, there are a lot of temblores in Chile, but thank God not so many terremotos. Next stereotype is that as all the Latin American countries, Chile is gonna be a cheap country. It is not. Chile has one of the most stable economy in Latin America, but it goes with its minuses. Minuses are that it's not a cheap country at all, and it's actually getting more and more expensive throughout the years. Next stereotype, again, at least in my community, was about the exotic food. That when you come to Chile, all the food is so exotic, you will not be able to find anything familiar. And I wouldn't say that it is true. It's not completely false either. So Chilean food is definitely different, but it's not as exotic and unthinkable as you would think. Yes, they do have these hot dogs with different tomatoes and avocado inside them. They do have their empanadas, sopaipillas, but it all has the ingredients that are very familiar throughout the world. The other thing is that there are a lot of surprising eating habits that I didn't know about before I came to Chile. For example, the love of Chilean to lemon. I had no idea it existed so broadly. What do I mean by the love of lemon? So, if we in Russia we make a salad with some tomatoes, some cucumbers, we usually add olive oil or sour cream. In Chile, they will add lemon and salt, and this to almost everything. For example, I prepare some corn for my husband or broccoli, and he puts lemon and salt on top of them. The same, for example, with asparagus. And I would have never thought of eating a piece of broccoli with lemon and salt on top of it. But it's extremely popular here in Chile. I mean, they even have beer with lemon and salt. So, yeah. Lemon, salt to every single meat. It's a very popular, very unusual, at least for me, combination. The stereotype number 5 is that it's always hot. We would think that Latin American countries are hot countries. Well, no. Actually, Chile is so long that it can be extremely hot in the north and extremely cold in the south. Which was also, by the way, kind of mind twist for me, because for me, north is cold, south is warm. But here, no. You will go from the desert to the Antarctic. It's not always hot here. Actually, there are some places that are always cold. So this stereotype is completely false. Stereotype number 6 is that Chile has a great wine. Well, I am not the one to judge it because I don't drink, but based on all the reviews from my relatives and my friends who have been to Chile or who have tried the Chilean wine when I brought it back to Russia, it's the best wine they have ever tried. So I would say this is a very true stereotype. Plus here you will see a lot of vineyards. And if you have a bad wine, why would you have a lot of vineyards, right? So yeah, Chile definitely has one of the best wine in the whole world. Number 7, we by we I mean Russians, we have mostly a little bit of confusion when it comes to Latin American countries. Yes, we do have like the separation between Mexico, Brazil, because they're just so big, maybe Argentina because of their tango. But when it comes to smaller countries like Chile, Peru, Colombia, we don't know like that many things commonly about them because just like they're so far away and they're usually not included into the general history that we study in school. So a lot of people think that there are a lot of llamas in Chile. Like you will go in the mountains and you will see llamas there or some farms with llamas. Well, it's not true. This is a really false stereotype. Actually, it's Peru that has a lot of llamas and not Chile. Of course, they still do have them. They still have them at the zoo. But for example, here when we went to the mountains in the north of Chile, there were more vicuñas than llamas. So yeah, this stereotype is pretty false. The next one, I guess it exists mostly in the Spanish-speaking world, that Chile has bad Spanish. Like everybody's speaking bad Spanish here. It's not completely true. Like I would say that for me right now, it is easier to understand Spanish in Chile than, for example, from Venezuela or Colombia. But yeah, definitely, Chilean Spanish does have a lot of differences to the Spanish. And yeah, like in any country, you have a little bit of accent, you have some words that are typical to Chile. They do speak very fast and mostly with a lot of bad words in their common language. But yeah, I wouldn't say that they speak bad Spanish. I would suggest it's easier Spanish, but it's definitely not bad. Like if you have a well-educated person from Chile coming to Spain, maybe only the accent will give you away. Number 9, this stereotype, I didn't know it existed, to be honest, before I Googled it. And apparently a lot of people have a stereotype about Chile that there are a lot of dogs here. And this is completely true. There are a lot of stray dogs. Maybe if you have been watching my park videos, I'm telling a lot that like, oh, you should come to this park, but beware of stray dogs. Or like, this park is closed and there are no stray dogs inside. These kind of things. Yeah, there are a lot of packs of stray dogs, and even in the center of the city, the center of Santiago, yeah, not only in the smaller cities or like near the forest, near the nature, yes, definitely, there are more, but even in the center of Santiago, of the capital of Chile, there are a lot of dogs. Actually, we have like stray dogs coming to live near some communes. So for example, we have a police station near us, and there are like 3 or 4 dogs that always come there, and now they're like part of the police, but not officially because nobody really takes care of them. Somebody's giving them food, water, but they're strays. There are a lot of homeless people with stray dogs. There are a lot of stray dogs belonging to the neighborhood, when just a lot of people from the neighborhood, they take care of this dog, but it doesn't belong to anyone. And you can find these stray dogs walking even in the supermarkets or in the stores. Actually, the other day I was passing by one store and there was this gigantic stray dog right in the entrance to the store. And the owners and the people who work at the store, they were like really terrified sitting there at the end of the store, and they were so scared to make this dog go away or even to go out of the store themselves. So yeah, sometimes stray dogs can be a real problem. So this stereotype completely 100% true. And the last stereotype that I have found about Chile is that people love football. Soccer, yeah? They love it. It is 1,000,000,000% true. The people in Chile adore football. If there is a world championship or like Latin American championship and you have a Chilean football team playing, you will definitely notice it. How? You will have a lot of cafes just for this game. So there are going to be a lot of people with Chilean flags and some national attributes sitting there and rooting for their team. You will hear it even if you don't watch TV. Sitting in your apartment, you will hear people cheering when they making a good move. And in some cases, if the game starts before the working day ends, a lot of bosses, a lot of managers just let people go home to watch the game. So yeah, football is extremely loved, extremely popular. You will find a lot of scholarships just for football, and there are so many football fields here. Every school has a team and people go and see these games between the schools. So yeah, the culture of football is a completely separate topic here because it's just so big. So these were the 10 stereotypes that I found about Chile, and now you know if they're true or not. Do you have any other stereotypes about Chile that you want to discuss? Definitely write me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.